Good morning, Lewis. I'm Brendan Najera with Francesca Corso. Thank you for joining us this early morning.
Good morning, Flyers. We hope you're enjoying your extra hour of sleep.
I needed that extra hour.
I needed that extra hour, and I cannot wait for Thanksgiving. Although, this might be a hot take, but I'm not a huge fan of Thanksgiving food.
Really?
No, I'm really not.
I am. I'm going to seconds, thirds. I'm going to eat as much
Well,
as I can.
I never said I wasn't going for seconds and thirds. I just said I didn't love it. You get it?
A little bit. Let's start by checking out our latest trending topics.
Let's see what we got going on.
I think I picked some good ones this week, actually.
You say that every week.
I didn't. That's not true. It's a little drum roll here. Oh, this is mine. Answer choices, 3, -3, 6, -6, and then me looking at the calculator, it says 56.35.
I feel like this has happened to everybody at some point or another.
Yeah, it just, I'm like in the calculator and I'm so done with the test. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I just pick I think there's an episode, it's like, it's always C and it's never D or something
Yeah,
like that.
when in doubt, go with C. I did that for my entire, what's that standardized test called?
The state one or whatever?
Whatever,
Something like
neither of us can figure it out. All right, on to our next post. Okay, this is me, especially every single morning before Good Morning Lewis, because I'm like, okay, I have a 45-minute commute and I just want to be able to sleep. So I'm like, if I get up at 6, I could get there, I could leave at 6:15, be ready, and never, ever, ever works.
You know, I don't believe I could get ready in 15. I probably can, but the thing is, I like to sit around and watch TikToks and just have that
Yes.
little brief pause.
Yes,
you know?
that like wake up and lay and like watch TikToks for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Also, is that Drake?
It must be. All right, and on to our next post.
This one. You don't know who this is. This is Charles Oliveira.
Okay.
He fights this week. I'm super excited. If he loses, I'm gonna cry for the next week. He's that guy.
It's MMA.
Yeah.
I feel like you always pick at least one MMA post, and I like just can't relate, and I want to be able to relate.
You gotta start watching. They all have like stories and backgrounds. I'm super invested.
Okay, you know what? Just for you, I'll do it for next week.
Okay, bet.
All right, and on to our first TikTok.
No, we have one
Oh,
more
just
tweet.
kidding. This is mine. Actually, so if anybody is a Bears fan, and I know that I'm gonna make some crew members in the back a little upset, but I am a Bears fan. I just don't think you understand how disappointing this has been for me and for all Bears fans.
I'm not a Bears fan, but I saw it coming. I don't think you can be disappointed when it happens every year.
I know, but everybody was like, Caleb Williams is gonna save the day. Unfortunately, he hasn't. So this has just been unfortunate, really.
Maybe we should have skipped this tweet.
You're probably right. Now on to our first TikTok. That is like such an original moment for a kid. Like, I feel like you have to have this happen to you at least 10 times to like grow up and be normal.
The way that he fell in the exact same spot where he threw the ball and it just landed on his head.
It's just perfect. It is just perfect.
I know he did not want to play after that.
All right, and on to the last TikTok. And this, I feel, is just the truth, because I feel like right when you have some sliver of hope for them, they lose in the most absurd way that no team could ever lose, like in that way. And then it's just like, you just have to sit there and be like, yeah, makes sense.
That one Hail Mary play, I think that's what everyone was talking about. I would have cried. If that was my team, I would have been so mad.
Yeah, well, sometimes they just start where the first half they look great, and then the second half it's like, are we watching the same football?
I feel it's expected, though. It's the Bears.
You're probably right.
Next up, we'll share some feel-good stories sure to brighten your day. A father-daughter team has deciphered a signal from space meant to simulate a message from aliens. This visualized message of 5 configurations that represent amino acids. If you recall from chemistry class, they're the building blocks of life. It appears as clusters of white pixels on a black background. The designers of the project confirmed amino acids are the intended message, but they are leaving the interpretation open. The art project is from the SETI Institute. The nonprofit in Mountain View, California, is devoted to searching for life beyond Earth. It simulated the extraterrestrial signal more than a year ago, beaming the alien-like message from a spacecraft orbiting Mars. 3 observations on Earth picked up and released the raw data on the internet.
You may have seen some fireballs in the night sky yesterday night. That's because the Northern Taurids meteor shower has been set to peak visibility. Meteors should be visible almost everywhere in the world except Antarctica. NASA says optimal visibility will likely occur throughout the week after midnight. The Northern Taurids originate from Comet Encke. If you missed Monday's show, you still have a chance to spot more fireballs over the next few weeks. The American Meteor Society says the Northern Taurids will be visible until December 2nd.
Today is a day that's good for the body and soul. It's National Chicken Soup for the Soul Day, a day for some self-care. You can celebrate by enjoying some chicken soup and reading an inspiring story, going to a motivational lecture or group, start writing your memoir or a true story from your life, or reading one of the 250 plus Chicken Soup for the Soul books. They're a collection of true stories written by ordinary people. The first book was published back in 1993. The people behind the book series are not behind the Chicken Soup for the Soul Day. You can post something uplifting to the hashtag Chicken Soup for the Soul Day. Up next, we'll show you what's new at Lewis U. Stay tuned.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my 3rd child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org. Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
What are you looking for?
Today, I'm joined by Professor of English Studies, Dr. Jen Concilio, to talk about the upcoming first-year writing showcase. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course, I'm glad you're here. Well, let's just jump right into it. So, can you tell us how the first-year writing showcase was created?
Absolutely. I would be happy to. The First Year Writing Showcase was originally created about 15 years ago by our first year writing director from, at that time, Dr. Valerie Rendell. The purpose of the showcase then, as it continues to be, is to celebrate all of the meaningful and authentic writing that our first year writers create in their first year writing classrooms. So the classes that we're talking about when it comes to first year writing, that is the essay class, and then College Writing 1 and College Writing 2. And we're really excited that this semester for the showcase, we're also going to be highlighting 3 students from our prison education program from Sheridan Correctional Facility and the Kewanee Life Skills Reentry Program. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
So just to share a little bit more about the process and how we select students to be in the showcase. So every single semester we have about 35 to 40 sections of college writing, and that is over 600 students. And that's taught by over 20 professors, so it's definitely a lot of students. And so each semester, professors go ahead and they select their best student writing, and they send it over to myself and to the first year writing committee. The first year writing committee goes ahead and reads and selects the very best pieces. And then those are our showcase winners. And this semester, we are celebrating 11 writers, I believe.
Wow,
So,
that is
yeah.
awesome. I feel like that's also such great motivation for first year college students, because I feel like, you walk in from high school like a little bit nervous, and that gives you something to be excited about, especially if you do want to be a part of it. So yeah, that's really awesome.
Absolutely. They work really, really hard, and it's awesome that they have the opportunity to showcase.
Yeah, absolutely.
To showcase that work.
Absolutely.
So I can share just a little bit about how they share their work at the showcase. So at the showcase, originally students would share about a 4-minute or 5-minute excerpt of their work, and that's how it was for many, many years. But last year we decided to make a shift so that the students, when they would be showcasing their work, it would more accurately reflect what goes on in the first year writing classroom. Because it's not just about the finished piece of writing, it's also about the writing process and all of the hard work that it took them to get there. So students share the why they decided to choose the piece, the meaning that it had for them, what they learned about themselves as writers, what they learned about the writing process, and then they also share an excerpt from the writing piece. So we really love how that has helped support, make the program more engaging.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so awesome. Why do you believe that it's important to highlight first year writing at an event like this?
Well, the writers, they work really, really hard. They work so hard to create projects that have meaning and that matter to them. And the first year writing classroom, it's really a space for them to discover what they want to write about, what they want to do. It's a space for creativity, to get outside of their comfort zone. It's a space for collaboration. And they really have the opportunity to learn that writing is a powerful way of knowing, and that with writing you create new knowledge and understanding, and they really get to share that with the larger Lewis community, and the larger Lewis community gets to see all of their hard work realized.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like sharing that really does shed light on the fact that what they're doing also does affect the campus as a whole. So I do appreciate that. I do like that.
Yeah.
Can you give me a little bit more about how it benefits the students and the campus?
Yeah, absolutely. So students have the opportunity to share with a real audience, with a larger audience besides just those who might be directly in their class. And then that gives people who come and to see the showcase to have an understanding of the kinds of writing that go on in the first year writing classroom, the kinds of projects, and how that evolves over time.
Awesome. I absolutely understand that. The showcase features a variety of genres, from narrative to research argument. How do these genres allow students to express themselves in unique ways?
Yes. Well, in the first year writing classroom, students learn about so many different genres of writing in each of the classes. And they learn about choosing a project that is meaningful to them and to determine what their purpose is and who their audience and how they can make a connection. And how to perhaps shift and change and make choices so the genre fits what they really want to do with their own writing. So it really makes an impact in that way. For example, in College Writing 1, every single student, they create a literacy or identity narrative where they choose experiences in their lives that had some sort of meaning or impact for them that they explore. And then in College Writing 2, they learn a whole lot about research processes. They learn about primary research and secondary research, often create their own primary research, and then use that to come up with local research projects and then a multi-sourced research argument. And they go through the entire research process from pre-writing and invention to editing and publishing, and then potentially publishing for a wider audience like the First Year Writing Showcase.
Right, yeah, as you were talking about it, I remember doing the literacy narrative and then moving on to College Writing 2 and doing the big research paper. And you know, it takes a lot of motivation and skill to be able to do that. So it's impressive that some of these students can really get themselves into that. And I appreciate that. That's awesome. How do you feel the students benefit from the experience of having their work publicly celebrated and recognized?
Oh, well, I think it's easy for them to really understand, and it's helpful for everyone to see a little bit more about the kinds of writing that happens, and to understand that good writing and good writers, it doesn't always happen like right away. It doesn't always happen on the first try or the second try, and that writing can be a messy experience, and that they work really, really hard to start with kernels of ideas and then get all the way to the finished product. And it's so wonderful then for the university campus to come and to help celebrate as they have worked really hard and really stepped into that place of creating empowered and meaningful writing.
I absolutely agree. I feel like our generation, my generation especially, we love, I think it motivates us a little bit more when we feel that we are being empowered by the people around us. So I think that this is such a great experience for kids to continue with their writing. So I love that. For those interested in supporting first year students, how can attending events like this showcase help them better advocates for student success?
Yeah, well, it takes a whole lot of courage and a whole lot of bravery to stand up in front of people and to share your writing. That's a piece of you. That's a really vulnerable experience to do that. So showing up for them and helping to support and honor that bravery is something that's really helpful and really useful, and we definitely want to continue it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here. If you want to quickly let everybody know the date.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So we can put it out there a little bit more. That would be awesome.
Absolutely. We would love to see you at the First Year Writing Showcase. It's next Tuesday, November 19th at 2 p.m. in the University Dining Room. For more information, if you'd like to follow our Instagram, it's Lewis University First Year Writing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we will be right back.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
It took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
but I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org. Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Well, that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Good Morning Lewis.
Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week.